Hey everybody, I wanted to do a quick review of this Smart Life ceiling fan switch module. This is an actual switch that you put in between the wiring coming from your ceiling and your ceiling fan, and it sits in between, and it has this little antenna wire that sticks out, and it actually turns your fan, your ceiling fan, into a remote controlled fan if you don't have that capability before. There is a little wiring diagram on the device itself, on the front of it. I followed that diagram exactly. I wired it exactly as the wiring diagram says, and I matched up all the colors, red and white coming out of the ceiling to my input coming in, and then there's 3 wires coming out of this, and that goes to blue, white, and black, and I just matched it up exactly. Those 3 wires go into the fan controls. Obviously, you want to make sure your power's off before you do any of that. I'm not an electrician, but it was very simple. I turned off my breaker, cut power to the fan, made sure everything was off, followed the instructions directly, and now I have full control using the remote control. I can turn the power on and off. I can turn the fan low. I can turn it to high. You can hear it clicking there. As an added bonus, I can actually use my Echo Dot. I linked it to my smart home, and I can go, Alexa, turn on ceiling light. Alexa, turn bedroom fan to high. You can hear it click and it goes into high. So I have both smart home control using my Echo Dot, and I also have remote control access to the phone. As an added bonus, I can actually control, it's on a dimmer too, it actually works as a dimmer, so I can say, Alexa, set bedroom ceiling to 10%. And now it works as a dimmer, and I actually have dimmer control where I didn't have that before because I didn't have a dimmer switch. So it's fantastic. It installs easily. It works great so far. I'm super happy with it. Provided I can get it to tuck up inside that little module up there, that's going to be the tricky part, but I think I'll be able to make it fit. All right, guys, as you can see, I was able to get it almost all the way back in place. There is a little bit of a gap at the top, but not something you'd ever see from the ground, so I'm pretty happy with how it fits in there. It's a little tight. Maybe with some better wire finagling it would have been better, but it does fit. I was able to get it all in there, so it's a nice small footprint, and I'm overall happy with it. One last thing I wanted to mention too, the instructions do specify that you want to have your fan set on high on the actual manual click switch in order for this switch to be able to do everything. If you have your fan on the low setting on the switch, that's as high as it'll be able to go when you actually try to control it with the remote or with your voice. So make sure your fan switch is on the actual high setting when you install it, if you want to have the full range of fan speeds. All right, guys, one last thing. This wasn't really covered in the directions, but I did discover that if you press and hold, so you can turn the light on and off, right? But if you press and hold it, it'll actually start to dim the light. And it'll stop at the bottom and then start to increase. So you'll go through the full range of dim, on and off. And then whatever setting you leave it at, like if I want it to stay right there, when I turn it off and turn it back on, it'll default back to that dim setting, and then you just cycle back all the way through to all the way to full brightness. So one last thing, I didn't really see that in directions, I just thought I'd cover that too. So there you go, hope this was helpful.